Okay, I've got to be brutally honest. This is probably going to get a lot of dislikes and lose me a lot of subscribers, but here's the deal. I enjoyed my whole grounded journey. I enjoyed most of my grounded journey, I should say. There were times where I felt like things were just a bit too much, things were just a bit too drawn out. The constant grind to repair gear and everything, fine, great. I was able to overcome a lot of that because I enjoyed a lot of the rest of the game. I enjoyed the open world.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, Tully being sarcastic. But anyway, I enjoyed a lot of the open world exploration. I enjoyed that I could pretty much get anywhere on the map if I used a little bit of ingenuity. I loved the story. I loved all the different bugs. I loved the building, etc., etc. I really liked the food, the way you can make jerky and store food and all of that. Great, cool. I, however, cannot stand this part of the game. And this part of the game I am referring to is the part where you have to defend the power sources of this Javamatic machine that is going to make Willow big and get us out of the backyard. Basically, it's a tower defense mode where you have to build crazy amounts of walls and roofs over these 3 modules. And at first I thought it would be no problem because there's a secret lab underneath the Javamatic where Tully has building resources stored for you. The issue is that it's not enough for you to completely build up the defenses you need. There is more resource collection needed in order to complete this, and I am not willing to do that. Okay, let's get back to the current Wispa. I have put a few hours now into preparing for this and setting up defenses, and I'm going to be completely honest, I don't want to grind for more resources because the materials that they put in Tully's little lab thing aren't enough. And on that note of resource collection, you have to remember that I just had to go and collect that handful of resources that are also needed to open up the Javamatic in the first place. So it's been a lot of delay trying to get to this final part of the story, and I would understand wanting to make it seem like it's a huge big deal, but to me that is not done by blocking progress behind resource collection and fetch quest seeming type ordeals. The other thing is that the labs before were all easily accessible. You could complete them without having to worry about what kind of gear you had. If you were fully buffed and geared up to the T, you didn't have to worry about gathering insane amount of resources to get through the lab and unlock those story beats that I really loved so much. This one just feels extremely different. So my expectations were set up in one way, but the reality for this part of the story was something completely different. I'm not going to spend more time grinding resources. I really don't want to. Because to me, there's 2 types of progression when I play games like this that have both survival elements, resource collection, and story involved. There's progression in the story, and then to me there's a separate one, which is resource grind and open world survival grind. I don't like when the 2 mix. I like when they're separate. I don't like being held back in the story because I have to go grind survival resources. I just want to get through the story. So in a tower defense game, I like the tower defense aspect of it without having to go out and grind and collect all these resources. And I ran into this kind of thing when I burnt out before on the game. And I think it just goes to show that maybe in the end, Grounded's game loop isn't one that I personally enjoy. Now look, I know that a ton of you guys are Grounded fans, and I'm really happy that you enjoy like putting time into stuff like this, but to me, I don't. I want to come in here and get through the story and enjoy my time doing that. I don't know. I'm not about to put another hour into grinding weed stems and mushroom bricks and going back to my base and making more smoothies. And I even tried doing this on mild. I turned it from regular difficulty. I turned it down because I was like, you know what? I just want to get through it so I can explore the story. I don't know what it is, but the bugs are just way too much for me to handle. And I know that there's an optimal way to do this, but what I'm saying is I'm not finding it fun to set this up in the optimal way. And I think I'm just going to pass. I think this is going to be the end of my grounded journey. I had an amazing time. I did. I loved playing the game, but I've gotten to this point, and I think when a game stops being fun is when you should put it down, because the whole reason we play games is to have fun. So, as I said, this isn't going to be popular. It's going to get dislikes. It's probably going to lose me subscribers. But I'm going to go out on a limb and do what I need to do for me to enjoy the game. I know expectations come with running a YouTube channel, and people want to see how I find the end of the game. And I guess in a way, this is fulfilling that. I'm telling you guys how I find the end of the game. Not liking it. It's that combination of too much resource collection and just wanting to get through the story. All I want to do is get through the story. I don't want to spend another half of my day collecting more resources. I've gone through that in the game. I've done that. It was fun when I enjoyed it, but I'm just not anymore. So that's the gist. I don't know if the difficulty is different because I'm technically playing in a multiplayer save. I don't have anyone else on my map with me. But I'm wondering if things are different because of that. It's just too many bugs. I'm able to kill most of the bugs in like 3 swings or 4 swings.
Those aphids look like they have things to do and people to see.
But when the big bugs come in, I can't manage defending all of the points. And as I said, I am not willing to be efficient and set up the game and bring on the get good comments. You know what? If that's all you have to contribute, bring it on. You know? I don't care. I know I'm not doing things the right way, but as I said, the right way in this case isn't fun, so I'm not going to just do it to get through it. I think that's the phrase. I'm not going to just do it to get through it. I even went and I looked up threads on Steam discussions and Reddit that said that this was too easy, and I'm like, what do you mean this is too easy? It's not that the bugs are hard to kill, it's that there are too many of them in my case. I'm wondering if, as I said, I'm on a multiplayer save, so I've absolutely bottlenecked myself because of that. But maybe I'll go look up the end cinematic, what happens with embiggening and ominent and all of that stuff. I'm sorry guys, I wish I had it in me to continue doing this, but I don't think I can.
I could devour a billy hog right about now.
It's just not a part of the game I enjoyed, and it's okay. You can still like a game without finishing it, and I think that's where I am with Grounded, so I'm going to have to end my Grounded Let's Play here. I don't think I'm going to buy Grounded 2 even, because I have a feeling it's going to have a lot of the same mechanics and loops that this one did. I enjoyed a lot of it for those first few weeks, and then after that it just became a bit much, and that's going to be it for me. So I did want to finish this Let's Play. I wanted to have a conclusion for it, and I wanted to show you my experience with this and why I decided to call it quits. I don't want to build anymore. I don't want to defend these things. Willow can stay small. That is it for me today, guys. I will look at the comments section with caution. And I will see you all in the next video. Alright, everybody. I have got some really bare bones defenses. As you can see off in the distance, it's just feather tops and some mushroom walls. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I do have the mutation equipped that helps me defend. It's called Guard Dog. I've got all of my smoothies on my hotbar. I've got my Healbasa, and I've got my bombs on there. So
Everything looks good from here.
yeah, just as Tully said, everything looks good for here. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but we're going to give it a shot and push the big red button. Let's go. See if I can grab on there. So I've got my mosquito pointy rapier equipped so that I will be able to lifesteal. I've also got my shield, which I'm hoping will help me block a bit. Why am I not at full health? There we go. Alright, but yeah, so these are my helter-skelter defenses I've got going on here. Where are the first ones going to come? A, B, or C? I feel like I'm going to be repeating the alphabet a lot in this portion of the Let's Play. I already see our first bug. See if we can take a little off of it. Alright. It's disoriented. Does Tully's, the thing that Tully sends out disorient them? Alright, so that's 2 down. Let's see, we've got more over here. I have no idea what I just did. Did I just shoot it at a weak spot? Oh, if you shoot the, get back here. If you shoot the little heads of them, I think it takes them down quicker? Is that what I just saw happen? Alright, we're doing okay. Whoops, I missed. A wave of insects is incoming, he says. Just bop this thing. Alright, where? Here we go, I see one. Block. Nice. The point's taking damage. Oh no, how? Did something get through already? I gotta take this big guy down. Okay, where is the point taking damage? Which one? C. C is the problem child. Okay, they're over here now. How is this? Oh no, I forgot to build that wall. That's what's going on. Large orc incoming? Shoot, and of course Willow is out of stamina. Something just blew up. I have no idea what. I am gonna have to babysit this point, I think. Okay. I have got to go over here. Oh no, we've got fireflies. Oh, Willow, stamina is so bad. Okay, at least I don't have to worry about my health with this rapier, though. I'm just gonna shoot this one down. I'm gonna switch my ammo to... Oops, missing, apparently. The ammo I chose is the ammo where I miss. And... Gosh, it keeps moving. Alright, I hear a mosquito. No! This is not allowed. Oh, this is not allowed. Okay. I need to get my fresh ammo out. Oh, this is a disaster, you guys. This is an absolute disaster. Okay, so B is the problem child now. I've got to get this thing off of B. Shoot! Shoot! This is way too many insects. Heal! And run! And you know what? We're gonna try bombing them. We're gonna throw these bombs at them and see what happens. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Yeah, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. Okay, I need to rethink, I think.